sweet, sleepy, slothy friends, living life with FND. Just so you know, you're not alone. If you're battling chronic pain or seizing the day with those pesky little insomniac gremlins again, let me remind you, my sweet, sleepy crew, Sarah totally understands you. We're seizing the day, literally, and totally unable to sleep. So take a deep breath, in and out. Sarah's here for you to help you drift off into something soft and sweet. Breathe in and out. Let's sip some sleepy warm tea, modest teas, just for you and me. She guarantees her favorite tea brand, named Go to FN. A sleep will knock you out. Take a breath in and out. Turn off the lights, get deeply cozy, and pretend to yawn. Stretch out any aches and pains. Take a breath in and out. Now yawn. Watch the Mars drive for a bit. Take a breath in and out. Now yawn.
Yes, I am drinking coffee at what time it is it now? 6 o'clock in the evening. If you are not familiar with Clara Woods, go check her out. She's also an artist. I love her cup. I always think about you, Clara. Clara Woods Collections.com is her website. Go check her out. She does a lot of more of the abstract. And she's a stroke survivor. She had a stroke before she was even born, and so her family does an amazing job at pushing her to, believe in herself and, with her artwork. So, anywho, I was going to Streamlabs, you're being a-hole. I have like 4 different intros and outros, and I had trouble. I had to delete some of my intros because while I was trying to move, and that took time away from YouTube, some glitchy thing on Streamlabs is preventing me from re-uploading my intros and outros. So yeah, there's always something in this world that's preventing you from, trying to regain your life back. trying not to cry. It's always something to prevent you that one, you're either not ready to be back in the game, or two, um, it's always something, always a glitch somewhere, and then yeah, and I always fail. I always think that, I'm gonna try this and that and the other to get out of this, pit hole, and life has a way to prevent me from being seen. I'm trying to, I don't know. I'm trying not to cry. Today is just a crying day. But life will get return whatever it's gonna return to, and I need to just take it a different direction and try something else. There's 100 different ways to go, millions of ways to go. Sorry if this is not a good start. And I put makeup on. Come on, I put makeup on for you guys to hide that I was, and that's part of, having a disability is hard enough. Like, you have to mask your pain. You gotta, deal with all your symptoms. I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of masking. I'm tired of, you know, hence why I'm trying something new. Trying to, like, get out of my, comfort zone and put something new on that, yeah, it's gonna make me feel uncomfortable. I need to get, Zach on my, chubby, fluffy butt. Maybe him sending me, and he's the guy out there on YouTube that, helps with us, that struggle on the, fluffy side, and try to make us feel a little bit better, get us out in the world, and walk and exercise. And so thank you, Zach, for what you do, for some of us. So, and Squid, who introduced, Zach into the my world, and so hopefully you're more than welcome to send me a, hey, try this, try that. I am walking. I'm trying to do now with FND. I gotta take it easy. It's a catch-22 disorder. But I gotta realize that I did come a long way in 2.5 years, and remember, I was paralyzed on part of my body. I learned how to crawl, walk, talk, you know, and so this is not a disorder that you can push yourself. You have to learn your own journey and what you can and cannot do. It's always going to be a catch-22. Like earlier, I was triggered. I own up to, you know, how I react. I'm sorry. I gotta learn that I cannot control. It's messed up. Good grief, Sarah. So we're gonna do some art today. Try to decompress. I did find my audio for my breathing exercises. I did listen to that and kind of go from there. If you are new to this channel, feel free to chat. Most of the time, chat is how we can kind of derail me, give me a squirrel. That way it just kind of sidetracks me. Ask questions, feel free to, you know, whatever. So welcome to Living Life with FND. Now there was some issues on my link, so let me know in chat, or if you are watching the replay, I am having issues. I don't know if it's because some of you are in the Canada world and the UK. I don't know if there's some block or whatever for you guys. And then I'm gonna investigate my link here and make sure something's not going wrong, haywire, preventing you from coming to this channel, because YouTube gives this long link and I just want to make it easier. And that's another thing that is, you know, like, just another thing that preventing me from doing what I want to do with this channel, you know. And this is hard work. You got to remember, YouTube, putting your face on YouTube takes 25% of my energy. So, and I'd like to, you know, someday make this, like, you know, I would like to make funds and, you know, give back to, you know, the FND world and, you know, disability in general. So, I always have to put the disclaimer out there. This is not a substitute for medical advice. This is not for littles' ears. So, you know, the littles need to go away, you know. Sorry if I'm all over the place today, because I got triggered today. It's my fault, you know. Which I'll go into at a later time, since we're already 15 minutes in. And so I think I'm going to do this tonight, and then maybe tomorrow night. I might do 1, 2, 3 videos tonight, or finish up tomorrow night. Working on the Bergamot band. Let me go back here. All the things that you have to do. And if you are struggling out there with FND or any chronic issues, feel free to, call this number. If you have questions, concerns, just feel free to reach out to me. I'll do my best. But over the past couple weeks, I've learned that, or relearn, there's a lot of relearning in this disorder that I just have to focus on me, and just remember to just focus on me and stop tethering a word, a good word, or umbilical cording yourself to other people, and also just focusing on me is just the best way to say this. Just focus on yourself. This is your journey. It takes a lot, and having all different types of symptoms, and you just don't know what. I'm learning to say no too. I'm learning to, not only for myself, but, other people. Like, I cannot commit to certain things anymore. That's the hard part, with being pretty. I'm introverted, but I'm also extroverted, and I like to live it up and, be social, and especially when you have a disorder or a disability, it takes away a lot of your, social, because it's a trait. You are, if you're social, you're social. So it's taking a lot, and that's where I feel unseen. I feel forgotten. And that really, messes with your psyche, and that's why I do the art. Because I can do my healing and then implant myself back into society, even if it's 1 or 2 people. So that's the hard thing about having a disability and disorder. Very complex disorder. And I'm sorry, guys, but it's okay to cry. And if you are struggling, it's okay to cry. That's the nice thing is I can do whatever on this channel, make it, be embarrassed or, happy or sad, crying, vent to you guys, because then it helps, not only to be seen, but to be heard and let it decompress, So, um, it's the hardest damn thing to do. Live, who knows, I average about 15 views. Some of it, probably half of me just, giving myself the credit, but, so yeah. So if we can up those numbers, so take the time to watch these videos, as hard as it is, even if you have to like mute and just let it run, because some of the stuff that I talk about, is hard to listen to, which is hard, or just let it run, and I appreciate, whatever little bit you can do. Hit the like button, share it with a friend, um, and if I'm not your cup of tea, no worries, there's, other things that you can do out in the world, and that's okay. I'm not, you know, I'm not too worried about losing, subscribers and stuff. Yeah, it does help. It makes, the my little world, a little bit better, because, you know, um, but anyways, yeah, I'm trying something new because, um, it is very easy to, one, gain weight in with a disability, have body dysmorphia, um, issues. So, and then trying to mask that, is very easy, and hide yourself from, and be comfortable, and, suppress, you know, all the things that go on in here. So I'm trying to get out of that, that comfort zone, try to be myself, and not necessarily be somebody new or anything like that. Just build the confidence, and, yeah, it might be too small, or, but for it to, when it feels small, then I know it's kind of messing with my brain that I need to lose some weight. I don't know. And two, I think media, makes you, in society in general, just grooms you a little bit, you know, I don't know. It's just, I don't know where I was going on that tangent, but I do need to defluff myself, try to, eat healthier, but food anymore, like, and then being on SNAP benefits, does not help because it also restricts now because that has changed from, like I last year when I got my SNAP benefits, I was getting, I didn't have to think about food, and then, I could eat whatever, I didn't have to think, okay, I only have this X amount of money, on my benefits, and I can only get X, Y, and Z, and but now with the changes with SNAP benefits, now I'm having to, you know, take out from my other funds to, or cut down on and get down to like there's like this week where I have to either get the funds or eat whatever's left, and it's wrong. It's I should be able to, be able to go out and have, McDonald's or something or whatever. Enjoy life, Um, it's been a hard journey, financially being on these funds, very, very, very limited funds. So, um, anyways, sorry I'm like on this tangent, um, but that's okay. Um, and then you're like, now, like, I'm back to anxiety and PTSD because now housing, you're getting scrutinized about housing, so you can't just, like, I'm pretty well organized, and I'll eventually, get to the dishes or whatever, you know, but at the same time, I just need to chill out, and, I mean, I would say you would have a problem if your dishes are collecting for a week or longer, hoarders, you know, mentality of, you know, uh, so so I definitely don't have that problem. I've become very minimalistic, probably over the 20 years or so, give or take, moving. I think I've moved about 30, the I think this is my 34th time I've moved, and so I'm very anxious when it comes to housing, and I've been in different types of housing, and ah, okay. Um, so it's just I just would like to be able to not worry, not having anxiety, as a whole, and be able to, and that takes money and religiously, putting yourself, it's always a catch-22 with this stupid F&D stuff. So now, like, with PTSD or anxiety, and especially F&D, you are very, very prone to be in that fight or flight. Like that fight or flight always. So my apartment is a basement apartment. It's a 1 bedroom with kind of this office space. And now I'm just like, this space is dead space, basically, because I honestly cannot do YouTube in there because of the stupid sump pump, which I, needed to find out if it was operating properly because it has rained. We got the gutters and the roof, fixed, but I just wanted to make sure that it, because I just noticed that it was going on and off quite a bit. But my bedroom is like got like this 2 entrance, quirky, very big, you know, um, you know, it just it doesn't bode well with my, and I didn't think about it when I, moved in or, uh, signed up for this, and this is now before anybody stresses, about this. This is probably the most bestest place for me to like move forward in life. Okay, if that makes sense, because it's gonna teach me a lot about my F&D and where I'm at, with my F&D. So yeah, so I was sleeping in the office. I'm gonna admit it. I was sleeping in the office because it's closer to the door, so I can hear if somebody's knocking versus on the other side of the apartment, which is a 1,000 square foot apartment. And so that factors in. I can hear somebody if somebody comes in. There's one door. It's smaller, cozier, I had it all, getting kind of organized. So, yeah. So, and it's dead space because the bedroom has an egress, for, emergencies. Whereas I can't have somebody, stay, in the office, and I can't use it as an office because then I'm going to be, oh, and I think what got me is, now this company, this property manager, you know, um, I think is one of the best um, companies. They had they integrity, and I'm very, 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 very impressed with one. If I have a problem or question, even if it's like microscopic, stupid question, that they maintenance comes, checks out and I think it was like less than a week or so where they redid the roof and fixed whatever problem, 30 minutes tops, an hour tops, I don't know. Um, so they're very, very quick in their, response and fixing issues. And so, and, coming from, a certain lack of, and then you get it just mind boggles, your brain. And so, unfortunately, I'm hoping it's just housing authority. Just don't sleep in there and sleep in the bedroom. You'll be fine. Um, I think the property manager has, uh, rest assured me, I will be fine. Told him, I rather a female, and they usually typically send female maintenance to deal with it. And she's ever so sweet, ever so sweet. Like, I will be pissed if this uh, maintenance gal, whatever her position is for this business, ever one leaves or ever is, made to leave. Like, that that is integrity. That is somebody that is worth a lot in your company, and um, that speaks volumes, um, and you need people like that in your company. um, that just goes above and beyond, and but not only that, is super sweet, kind, you know, and all the things. It just brings a lot of fluffiness in your, business when you. So I'll be fine. Just, something that I need to just change. And it's taught me again a lot about my F&D, um, and to where I'm at with my F&D. Um, lesson learned, and um, although this place could technically be two little apartments, but yeah, it's rough when you see, you've been a business person, entrepreneur, and you're like, this, you're losing money. um, so it just made me anxious, and that kind of thing. So because I've worked so hard to get to this place and build my life up and then get slammed with losing everything and all the things. So, anyways, life will get better. It always does, you know. Uh, so, yeah. Anyways, now my family knows because I think they're hopping in and out. Uh, I hope they are fulfilled with this little information. Hopefully, I don't have to repeat. Typically, and like I said, Grok and Chat GPT, I don't know which of those brothers thought my family members looked like Celine Dion and Jimmy Kimmel. So there's my joke, you know, inside joke. See how they hop out. I get a kick out of it because I never know what they're saying, you know, with this, you know, darn channel. Um, so, and, you know, honestly, I don't care, you know. That's the way life is, but I do get a kick out of it when I do find out the gossip. The gossip about Sarah. Anyways, how do you like my new outfit? I love it. I think it's, you know, making me ready for summer, spring. Um, it is a little bit tight fitting because, you know, now I will say I didn't get my fluffiness from my mother or father, but I definitely got it from my grandparents. So, yeah. Uh, so, yeah, I got and it's motivating me because it is tight fitting. We need to start, you know, getting some of this fluffiness because I think some of this fluffiness would help your F&D. Yeah, it's gonna hurt more if you are, you know, not fluffy because then those falls are gonna hurt more. It's a catch-22. Anyways, um, but it's gonna overall make me feel a lot better. And I am trying to find my limit. Because that has changed, I think. Because now I think I'm walking a quarter of a mile. I'm trying to do 3 times a week. And yeah, that's going to vary week by week. But my whole goal in October is to have kind of a team to do a 5K walk. So, and like back when this started, back in 2023, I thought I was going to be able to, you know, I'm going to at least, you know, take the walker, you know, roll later, have somebody walk with me. Yeah. So we've come a long way from that's not going to happen to, you know, now we're planning. And if it doesn't happen in October, you know, there's always next year. And there's 2 locally, and then in my I wouldn't really necessarily say it's my hometown, but I think I've lived there the longest. So, my hometown, there's another 5K. So, in the summer, I don't think I'm gonna do that one because when it's hot during the summer, F&D brings a lot of body regulation issues. Um, so October sounds fantastic, cooler weather. So, and if that not that one, then maybe the like a Thanksgiving one. Um, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. Um, I think I can do it this year. I still want some backup plan, and I know some people here in my town that will definitely, you know, be on that. I will definitely pay you to be my team. um, have a walker, rollator, whatever on standby, and you know, or just walk with me with the wheelchair. Okay, are you ready? Do you need me? Do you need your support? um, so I definitely think that I'll have that, that team. And if you want to be part of that team, let me know. Definitely email me, text me if you want to be part of it. Part of the story, the journey, and I think I I definitely want to try it. Anyways, wow, 47 minutes, almost an hour. Just, I guess I needed to vent, you know. But that is okay. That's part of this channel. I can do whatever, say whatever. Um, and thank you for those that have popped in and out. Your support means everything. Seeing those, little numbers, it looks like a little eyeball, and then it gives, whoever is watching. And then later I will look at Facebook because obviously this is just YouTube most of the time, and then that usually gives me about 15 to 21 viewers. So anyways, I did cheat on a little bit. Again, I just want to make headway. I am working on a little fast clip of this, clipping out all the stuff that I don't want in the video. I'm mostly painting. I added gold. It's looking really, really good. I'm so excited. I'm getting there, delivering, being around, seeing the people that, their facial, making me cry, making them cry. Them being part of, the journey is just means a lot. So, if you are interested in their music, obviously I won't be able to play their music. This painting is from my very first concert since F&D, but due to copyrights, I cannot play their music. But if you just mute me and you can watch me and listen to their music, I don't get paid to do this. I just, do it out of the love and all that. I am like really, really, really needing paints. So I do need this color, as you can see. I do need this color. Um, I purchased this and had it delivered, and it was kind of a dud paint. Um, it was super watery, but it still worked, and I really need that color for, because red, any primary colors is going to take quite a few coats. And I really need the not dud paint, but yeah, so we're getting there. I do need, what is it called? Clay, modeling clay from Hobby Lobby, because I do want to make this more 3D. A lot of my artwork is 3D, so I want to do that. And I think I'm going to do a wire, kind of, wire it down, make it look like, there's a wire sticking out. And then I think I'm going to do a necklace, but I'm going to have it draped down, with gold. She's going to look good with gold. I kind of go from there. I do need more pink paint, but if you get me the red, obviously that will help tremendous. And I need new paintbrushes, because when your paintbrushes started, feathering out, that's usually a sign that you need to retire your paintbrushes. So they need to be like nice and, and I've painted quite a few paintings with these brushes. So all you need to do is take your camera, and it has the QR code, and the QR code will give kind of this little doodad at the bottom. I don't know about Android, but it will send you to the link to, if you want to help with some funds. If you can only do 99 cents or a penny or whatever, anything helps. I don't care. If you want to do more, great. And it, like I will say again and again, do not send your ramen noodle doodles funds. If you are not in a position to help, do not make me feel bad. Just do what you can. If you can, you are helping this channel. This is just extra to get me through, life. But again, do not, if you are in no position, hitting that subscribe button, giving me a like, on each of my, venting spells, watching the relay, watching the video all the way through, whether you need to listen to it or not, you can just, put me in a different tab, let it run, and do your own thing. Share, whatever. Just, do whatever is right for you. So, yeah, my whole goal is not to put you in a, financial, thing. So, anywho, all right. It's been almost an hour, so I'm gonna take a break for an hour, and then I will be back on, and then we'll stream actual art. So, kind of I don't know. I don't know, do. Let me take a break. Go eat something. Go, you go do you. I'll go do me, and then we'll meet back here in about an hour or so, and we'll kind of go from there. All right, guys. I will see you. Thanks for watching this one. Thanks for letting me vent. If you are struggling with F&D, hang in there. Life does get better. It truly does. I know it feels like you're alone in this, but you're technically not. And I love you guys. See you on the next one. Give you some hearts. Give you some loves. Thumbs up. I don't remember what these are. You never know. I never. It's not going to work. There we go. Give some fireworks. Thumbs up is thumbs up. I don't know. Thumbs up. Oh, this is the balloons, I think. Oh, that's the confetti. And then this is the balloons. Boop. We're going to do it all. All right. Love you guys. Bye. See you in an hour.